Hey, extreme sleep deprivation. What's up? It's a culture detective here investigating your favorite movies. And today I'm going to be dead because I slept for 3 hours this morning. I couldn't fall asleep very well because of my roommates, and then I had to wake up early because I'm going to a film set. And I am exhausted. And actually, I'm supposed to be on set right now. Because earlier this morning, I actually filmed the first half of this review. And then halfway through filming it, I just gave up because I'm too sleepy. I'm not even fully conscious yet. Um, and then so I went to set, which is at school at USC, and just now I came back home because I'm not feeling well, but I'm gonna go back again later. And I thought, well, screw it, might as well film the Challengers review now. So here I am, filming it the second time, take two. So, yeah, today I'm actually going to talk about Challengers, which is a film I saw yesterday with my friend. It's on streaming now already, in case you haven't noticed, but I am a good friend, and I decided to wait an entire month to wait for my friend to be free so that we could watch Challengers together. And it is a film that has a lot of hype and a lot of buzz revolving around it. Rave reviews, huge critical acclaim. Oh my god. Challengers is a new film directed by Luca Guadagnino. Apparently, it's not Guadagnino, it's Guadagnino. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not Italian. I can't pronounce it right. So Luca Guadagnino, he's made dreamy romance films like Call Me by Your Name, artsy horror excursions like the Suspiria remake back in 2018, and then he went on to make Bones and All, which is his first American film which mixes horror and romance. So obviously from these three films you can see that Luca Guadagnino is a man of range. So honestly, I have no idea what to expect, especially for Challengers, which is sure, it's a romance, and Luca Guadagnino is known for that, but also it's so much more than that. It's a sports film. It's also not written by him. It's written by Justin Kuritzkis, who, if you don't know, is the potion seller. So 12 years ago, he made a legendary YouTube video called Potion Seller, where he's essentially, my potions are too strong for you. Um, and my potions are too strong for you, traveler. And um, that's a legendary video. I think 5, 6 years ago, when I was still a young little boy, a little teenager, perhaps, I found out about this video. I laughed, I giggled, didn't think much of it.
Hello, potion seller. I am going into battle, and I want your strongest potions. My potions are too strong for you, traveler.
As it turns out, he would go on to write the screenplay for Challengers, and it is his first screenplay, or at least his first screenplay that's ever made into a feature film. Not only that, but also he's married to Celine Song, writer and director of Past Lives. Whoa. So there's a lot of talent there, I can tell. Now, onto the movie itself. I think it's great. I loved it. It's very funny because the friend who watched the film with me thought that it's missing something. And then another friend, my DP friend Cliff, also thought that it was kind of underwhelming. But given that I've seen previous Luca Guadagnino films, I sort of know what to expect. So I ended up really liking it. It is in its core a romance film with a side of tennis, but it is as much as it is a love triangle film as it is a tennis film because it's literally intertwined with tennis. Like, at some point, the two main characters, the two guys, two white guys, they play tennis against each other to win over a girl. And that girl in question is Zendaya, of course. And so on and so forth. It becomes this back and forth feud between these two white guys trying to fight over this girl. And that's the whole film. But it's so intricately tied with tennis, being successful in tennis, winning points, games, ranking. This film essentially sees love and romance as a game with points. and numbers. At the end of the day, romance in this film isn't a lovely, dreamy thing. It is an exhausting sport. Romance is a sport as much as tennis is a sport. In fact, tennis is just a disguise for the real sport that is romance. Oh my god. But another thing I really like about this film story is just how out of chronological order it is. We are constantly jumping back and forth in time. And in the beginning of the film, we see the beginning of the big match. And then the last scene of the film is the ending of the big match. So throughout the entire film, we have flashbacks, but it all happens at the same time as a huge, ultimate, epic, final boss match. And this is not the first film that has done this. Earlier last year or 2 years ago, I watched the first Slam Dunk, which does the exact same freaking thing. And once again, it worked. It worked. I enjoyed it. It's great. My bathroom is leaking. That's great. So that's really fantastic. It's interesting. It's fun, and all the characters are dislikable. They're all manipulative. They're all, they're trying to benefit themselves. They don't care for each other. And it's great seeing toxic people just tear each other apart. It's fantastic. I love seeing that shit. Also, I'm not reading off of like a bullet point list or anything. I'm going full improv. Now for the technical elements. My DP friend Cliff thought this film was underwhelming, not only in terms of story, but also cinematography. This film, once again, the DP is Sayonbu Mukdiprom, and Luca Guadagnino has been collaborating with him for 4 films straight already. And yeah, sure, the camera movements and the lighting of this film is insane and all over the place and messy, but let me tell you that these are intentional artistic choices. Sayonbu Mukdiprom is also the DP of Api Chapong Vida Setakul, who, if you don't know, prioritizes still shots and like natural lighting and no camera movements at all. So obviously this is out of safe comfort zone for Sayonbu Mukdiprom. But even so, it's more Luca Guadagnino than Mukdiprom. There are a lot of pillow shots that remind me of Call Me By Your Name. There are a lot of beautiful shots where there's a cookie, which is the filmmaking term for like leaves, or window pane, window sill, reflected on a person's face. A lot of warm, creamy lighting as well. And then the editing, I love it. Again, it may feel very choppy, but the very choppy editing hypes me up in the same way the editing of Park Chan-wook films hype me up. They're choppy, but subconsciously they actually hype the audience up without them even freaking knowing. Also, the music, freaking fantastic. Once again, Luca Guadagnino is collaborating with Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross of Nine Inch Nails fame, and once again, they have nailed it. This time around, they have used house music, which makes me feel a little jealous, because before I even know about Challengers, for the longest time, I've been writing a badminton feature film, and I thought that the score for the film should be electronic. Well, as it turns out, they're already doing this. House music with tennis. And it's a fantastic combination. It's very danceable, it's very intense. It feels like I'm in some sort of game show. But also the little string bits that reminds me of like Britney Spears' Toxic. But then you get the eerie pianos, which is just classic Trent Reznor. But also, sometimes the music begins in the middle of a scene, which feels a little jarring. That's a minor complaint. Even if it's intentional, it is a little jarring. But overall, I love the house music of this film. I think the music, the dance beats, the ping and the pong of the tennis ball, the rackets, the grunts, the shoes scrubbing against the floor, the whole film is so danceable. And then let's talk about the ending. Holy fucking shit. I was on the edge of my seat in the last scene. Like, I didn't even know it, but I was literally like so fucking pumped. Now, I hate sports, but that makes me even more interested in sports cinema and sports films, and seeing this tennis scene so insanely over directed and blown out and ridiculously dramatic. Sweat coming down the guys' faces like waterfall. Sweat and tears mixing together. And then you get the shot where the camera's below and you see the tennis ball hitting the camera. And then we have this crazy shot where the camera is mounted on the ball, and it's bouncing back and forth and it goes up and turns into an overhead. It's just full of insane moments. Luca Guadagnino did not pull back any punches when directing and editing. He's not the editor, but he's part of it. That scene, absolutely mind-blowing. Even some of the editing choices throughout the whole film is incredibly interesting. Lots of fancy scene transitions, split diopters, lots of very interesting moments, like when Zendaya walked back to her hotel room. It's a crossfade between an empty shot of the hotel corridor and her in the hotel corridor. So it looks like she just vaporized out of nowhere. So that's very interesting. So yeah, lots of very interesting moments. I can't wait to rewatch this. And it's just such a shame because I'm making a badminton film maybe in 15 years. But hate to say that Luca Guadagnino already achieved a lot of things that I wanted to achieve. But I'll make it different. So yeah, I'm really liking it. I'm feeling a light 9 on this thing. What are your reactions to it? Comments below. Let me know. Subscribe if you want more. Thanks for watching. Okay, I'm going to return to the film set right now. Adios.